Hello, Coaches Cup listeners. This is Sonya Green, and I just wanted to come in for just a short time today. This is going to be kind of an abbreviated episode and talk to you about big goals. I have been doing a lot of research over the past several months and interviews with women. You all have heard me talk about this before, but I've been thinking a lot about our big goals and the things that we sometimes let escape us because we have really good excuses. Excuses that are so good that they're really easy to believe. And with the women that I interviewed who have imposter syndrome, almost every one of those women told me a variation on the same theme. And that is, I do not want to be top dog. I'm really good at what I do, but I don't want to be the top dog. Now, a couple of people said they did want to be top dog, and that's okay too. Um, we can definitely, that's one of the things coaching is really good for, right? Is getting people through to break through their barriers to be top dog. But I started thinking about this connection between all of these women telling me, in fact, one said that she makes an excellent assistant. That's how she said that she doesn't want to be top dog. Um, and I started thinking about how our brain works so hard to keep us comfortable, to keep us in a familiar place rather than allowing us to feel the discomfort of growth, because growth is uncomfortable. There's no way around it. And I started thinking about my own life. When I was in the PhD program, one of my professors and mentors told me, she said, Sonya, you are going to be a university president someday. And at the time, I'm sure that I just kind of laughed her off and deflected in some way, as we're all so good at doing. But I remember her words clearly because at that time there was something about that that was intriguing, being a university president. But at the same time, I had so many reasons of my own why I wouldn't be a university president. I didn't like um, talking to people about donating money, and that's something that university presidents do a lot. I wasn't extroverted. I'm an introvert, and introverts don't make good university presidents, or so I thought. Um, I'm not good at small talk and going to events. I had every excuse in the book why it wasn't the right thing for me. Whether it was, being introverted and not being good at chit-chatting with people, not liking asking for money, and, all of these things, the little things, are true. But there are a lot of challenges about being a university president that I might have really liked had I let myself move past some of those probably, kind of small-minded things. And I think that many times with imposter syndrome and just with our level of comfort when we're trying to reach for big goals, that's what happens to us. Our brains say to us, "Oh, you don't like doing this thing, so you probably wouldn't like that." Or here's another one that I heard a lot with imposter syndrome interviews and that I've said myself. Um, I really don't want to invest that much time in a career. I want to make sure I have plenty of time with my family. And that's true. But what I'm assuming there is that I can't, let's say, be a CEO or be a manager or be a university president and have a good balanced relationship with my family. I'm saying that those two things can't happen at the same time. And there are lots of people, there's lots of evidence out there to show us that it actually can happen. I can think of multiple people who have high level careers and they have a good relationship with their spouse and children or an extended family. So we said last week we're not big on New Year's goals. It just so happens that some of our topics have been around goals and planning for the new year. But I want you to, in this next few weeks, to reflect and think about what is it that you would really like to have out of your life. If anything could be true, okay? Empty your mind and think if anything could be true, what would you truly want right now? Is it a specific career? Is it a health goal that you have, a fitness goal that you have? Whatever it is, if anything could be true, what would you want your life to look like right now? And then ask yourself this question, and this is the hard question. Why aren't you doing it now? What is it that's holding you back? Is it a story you're holding on to about how you don't like doing something over here and that's keeping you from the entire goal? What is it that's holding you back? Why aren't you living that life? If you can get real still and honest with yourself, how would you feel if you accomplished that thing? Just sit in a moment of quiet, of meditation, and think if you had this thing, how would you feel about it right now? Do you get kind of a buzz of excitement somewhere in your body? Do you feel dread? What do you feel when you think about that thing that you don't have, but that you kind of would like to have? Ultimately, what I want you to know is that you can be in a different place than you are right now, a year from now, if you choose to be. So if you didn't have your excuses holding you back, where would you be a year from now? Would you be closer to that thing that you think you'd like to have? It's hard to wrap our heads around it sometimes. Our brains love to trick us. They love to make us believe that staying small is the only way we can be true to our families, to our friends. Staying small is maybe a moral issue for some people. You don't want to be big and bold and brash and arrogant. And so we trick ourselves into staying small. If you could throw out all of that garbage thought, where would you be right now? And then why not be that a year from now? Or why not be a few steps closer a year from now? All right. That's all I have for today.